How to use the leave module of PayslipMaker. On the home page, on this third column, the third item down is leave. When you click on it, it opens what I call the leave manager, but it's basically just the leave form. Now this leave form lists all your employees, and by default will have the first month of each employee as the first month, January, of the year that you started using the payroll. The last month column is only input after an employee has left employment. In this case, you can see they're all blank. What that will mean is that your years worked will be calculated as the month showing above here minus the month when the person started, which is first month. So last month will be the same as the at month up here. If last month is not filled in here, and you only fill this in when somebody leaves. Let me just show you. If I was to move to June, you'll see the years worked has changed to 6 months. If I move to July, it moves to 7 months. If I click this button, take us back to May, we're back to 5 months. Now the days per year is simply the number of days that are available for each person in each year. So in this case, you can see we have 24 mostly and 30. The reason I've put somebody different is to show you that if you have different days per year per employee, you can actually change it. At the top here, if I wanted this to all change to 21, I would put, or let's say even 22, I would click here and this would change everything here. It's just a quick way to change the number of days per year for everybody. Let's use 24 because it gives us a very simple calculation. But I want to just indicate one person as 30 to remind you that you can have different days per year per person. Excuse me. Days earned is the calculation of the annual leave by the number of months worked. Again, if we go to June, which gives us a simple 6 months, it shows you that at the halfway point, which is 6 months, people will have earned half the number of days of the year. Days used will be when we have actually utilized the leave on the individual employee record, which I'll show you. That is usually opened by double-clicking on the employee ID. Days available is the days earned minus the days used. This unused value takes the days available and multiplies it by the person's salary per day, which is calculated from the current salary. Okay, let's say we want to use to give John some days of leave. When you double click on the employee ID, it opens the leave details form of that person for whom you clicked on the employee ID. Down here at the bottom is where now you indicate what has been used in leave. Now you have 3 types of ways of using leave. It can be taken, it can be paid, or it can be adjusted. Now taken is simply the person went. Paid, you paid instead of the person going. An adjustment can be used for anything. Maybe you want to change the number of days. Maybe the person has left employment and you want to clear his record without doing anything, without paying that leave, for example. You would use adjusted. So in this case, let's take taken. Then you indicate what month. Let's just give him some days in January. What year? In this case, 2019. The number of days, let's give him 2. And you can put some notes. Let's say to take child to school. And you click in another line and it saves that record. So right now, John Kamau has used 2 days of his leave. I want to take some more days doing paid in the current month so that I can show you how this module interacts with the payslips. Let's say we give him 3 days. If you click in another line, and you can go up or down, doesn't matter, it immediately calculates the value of those days when you have indicated that it's paid. You notice on taken, it doesn't do that. We don't need to put notes here because it's really a payment. Or you could, but let's leave it for now. So you can see down here, it is now updated to 5. So if we go back to the leave manager, you can see now John Kamau has 5 days used, and what is left available is 7. All right. Now, how does that relate to the payslips? When we go to payslips and in April, remember we said we paid in April. John Kamau is here. He only has these 3: basic salary, housing, and arrears. When we process, the system will import those days we have paid into his salary for April. As you can see here, this was the amount, and it has automatically added 3 leave days paid in lieu of leave, and it has added it to the fellow's salary in full. So that is how, when you do a payment in your leave, in the leave module, it is imported into the payslips. And you notice, like I have always said, the pay types that are used to import from modules are these ones that are called calculated. That's why we don't use them for doing any manual input. All these calculated fields are what are used to import from the different places. So that's how you relate the leave module to the payslips module.